What is going on, y'all? This is Pay Me in Dividends. Welcome back to the channel. MSTY from yieldmax is the option income ETF based off of MicroStrategy. It is currently paying around a 90% dividend yield. And in this video, I just want to give you guys some thoughts on MSTY. But before I get into it, I want to give you guys some context. All right, as an income investor, I personally invested into MSTY in September of 2024, and ultimately I sold my position in August of 2024. So I held MSTY for almost a year. I forget exactly how many shares I accumulated, but it was around 25 to 2,800 shares. So again, I just wanted to add that context. I did own this ETF at one point in time. I no longer invest into this ETF. It's been a couple months since I moved my money out of that position, but again, just wanted to kind of lay that down for you guys before I get into it, and I'll give you some insight from somebody who actually invested into this ETF for almost a year and what I think about it now, because Misty has a love-hate relationship, and it was one of the beloved yieldmax ETFs, especially after its initial inception and its great performance in the beginning. All right, so first what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick overview of what it is and how they make money. All right, so again, it is the income ETF from yieldmax. It distributes a high amount of income and it is based off of MicroStrategy. All right, so first thing I want to do is I want to go down here to the holdings. I'm not going to download the holdings, but basically, in short, what they do is they run synthetic options on MicroStrategy, and they're able to extract the premium from the options, and that is how they're able to distribute this income to you as an investor. All right, so they don't actually own any of the shares; they're only doing synthetic options. All right, so now we'll start at the bottom here as far as the distributions, and you can see in April of 2024 is when they made their first payout. It was $4.12, and you can see the fluctuations from that point and beyond. $2.50 a share, $3 a share, $2.30 a share, and keep in mind that these were monthly payments. And you'll notice as you scroll up, these payments began to dwindle down. Now, October and November of 2024, they had two back-to-back $4 a share payments for those 2 months. Those were really, really good months. If you guys remember, that was when Bitcoin kind of broke that $100,000 mark. And so, MicroStrategy as a company, or strategy as they're called now, they accumulate. Michael Saylor, his entire objective for the company is to be a Bitcoin treasury, and so he's constantly accumulating Bitcoin. And so by extension, MicroStrategy and Misty kind of benefit off of that acquisition of Bitcoin when Bitcoin is performing well. All right, so when that volatility spikes, they're really able to extract a lot of premium from the options market. And then on the months where the payments are a bit lower is where Bitcoin, it may be flat or trending down during that particular time. All right, so again, we're going to scroll up here and you'll notice these last two payments look very different. Before these most recent two payments, all of the dividends, all of the distributions were over $1 a share. You'll notice the one that was paid on October 17th, just last week, is 60 cents per share. That is a direct reflection of them switching from monthly payments to weekly payments. Now, you'll notice again on their most recent payment, which was paid out today, October 24th, the distribution per share is around 21 cents per share. The previous one was 60 cents per share. I'm assuming that is sort of an accumulation of the past couple weeks of what they've got out of the option premium while they were transitioning from monthly to weekly. And so I think you can expect to get around 20 cents per share on a weekly basis. Now, again, they switched from monthly paying to weekly paying over at yieldmax, and so you're going to see that reflect in their distributions, but total in the month it would have been the same as if they were paying on a monthly basis. I hope that makes sense. All right, we're going to go over to, first I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to go to Seeking Alpha and give you a comparison of MSTY versus MicroStrategy, right? Because MicroStrategy is the underlying asset, although yieldmax does not directly invest into MicroStrategy. There's still a heavy correlation there because they're running synthetic options on it. All right, so I have MicroStrategy here and MSTY, and if you look at the 1 year chart, MicroStrategy has outperformed it. Now keep in mind that this is total return, meaning this is dividends included. MicroStrategy, the company stock itself, does not pay dividend, but obviously MSTY does. So you can see MSTY over the past year, total return is up 16%. MicroStrategy is up 23%. So even with dividends accounted for, MicroStrategy has still outperformed. If we look at year to date, we can see that MSTR is pretty much flat year to date, and MSTY is actually down -4% year to date total return. So if you look at the chart, they do move closely to each other, but I want to give you guys a better visual of this from just the share price alone. All right, so if we look at the current share price of MSTY, it is $11.68. The 52-week low is $11.32, so it is very close to the 52-week low. Now again, if we go back here to Seeking Alpha and we look at the 1 year chart, we can see MSTY has returned 16% total return, and MicroStrategy is up 23% total return. Now, if we go back here to MSTY, to the MSTY chart, and look at the 1 year chart, it's actually down 58%. This is just showing the share price, not total return. So this is not accounting for the dividends included. And this really gives you a better visual of how important it is to reinvest your dividends when it comes to these high yield ETFs. And I think the bigger point I'm trying to make here is, I myself, as somebody who previously invested into MSTY, I've now transitioned into ETFs that are diversified, not necessarily tied to an index, but things that are diversified, like WPay, who has several holdings and just added a few more holdings. I'll actually talk about that in a future video. I'm also in Blocks, which has some Bitcoin spot ETF and Ethereum spot ETF, along with some crypto related companies. So I guess the point I'm trying to make here is, I think it's wise to be, when you're dealing with high yield ETFs, I think it's wise to be in something that is diversified and has several different underlying holdings. I also think it is wise to be in something that actually holds some shares from the underlying asset and is not 100% synthetic, because it does not benefit from the upside of the underlying stock. All right, so when the underlying stock goes up in price, typically these synthetic ETFs do not match that price performance. It may go up temporarily, but it will not completely match that price performance. All right, so I hope that makes sense. Now, again, just a quick summary. MSTY is a high yield ETF from yieldmax. They do synthetic options on MicroStrategy. Yes, they do pay a high dividend yield, and they are paying a weekly payment now, but the share price is suffering. So in order for you to actually profit off of this and stay above water, as we saw on the Seeking Alpha chart, you have to reinvest those dividends. So this may not be an ETF that is suitable for somebody who's actually looking to withdraw this income and use it to pay for expenses and things like that. All right, and then one more thing I want to show you guys is, we're going to go over here to X again, right? And I just typed in MSTY. So I like to use X just to check the temperature of other investors and see what other people were thinking about MSTY. All right, so I'm looking at this in real time. We'll see what this first person has to say. MSTY dropped from $17 to $11, while Bitcoin stayed relatively flat around 110K. If you're wondering why your position declined during a sideways market, the answer lies in how derivatives stack on top of each other. All right, and then they have I guess he has a thread here walking you through it. Not going to click on that, but you guys get the point, right? So this thing is going down while Bitcoin is remaining relatively flat. You can see just on this chart alone, it looks like he took this from Robinhood. In the past 3 months, Bitcoin is down around 7%, while MSTY is down 45%. All right, so we have another person saying, hot take, I'm not stressed that MSTY is down. You know what else is down? MicroStrategy. Bitcoin dips, stocks dip, everything dips. All right, so this guy's a bit more optimistic. He says, I bought more MSTY today because I'm not chasing price, I'm buying time. All right, and then he gets into a whole soliloquy about taking care of his family. Good man right there. I get it. You know, he's looking for the income. Not mad at it. All right, so again, I like to check the temperature of other investors. You know, everybody's different. Everybody comes at it from a different perspective. You know, some people, these income funds make up a very small portion of their portfolio. And so if they're able to increase their income by injecting some money into these ETFs, listen, I'm not mad at it. All right. So you guys let me know in the comments. What do you think about MSTY? Are you still holding on to it? Do you not have it? If you are invested into it, what is your plan? Are you going to double down? Are you going to keep it? Are you going to use that income to maybe buy some other ETFs? Again, I'm not here to rag on anybody. I'm genuinely interested to hear your thoughts in the comments and what your plan is with MSTY. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I did invest in MSTY for about 11 months. So I get the feeling of you know, the dopamine hit that you get when you receive that high dividend payment. I completely understand it. So if you're still in it, let me know if you're doubling down, if you're using the income to buy other ETFs, or if you plan on getting out of it before the price decreases even more. All right, you guys let me know in the comments. As always, I appreciate you stopping by the channel, and I will catch you in the next video.